guys, welcome back to this Stark Knives and Half-Face Blades collaboration. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, make sure to go check that out. But otherwise, keep watching and see how we finished up these two awesome knives. Let's go!
Here we have the Crow Scout again. Now that the blade's been darkened in the acid, I'm going to do the stone wash part of the acid wash by throwing it inside an old furnace filled with rocks and then shake it around. It's best if you put some hips into it. Here you can see it just adds a little bit of visual texturing to the blade. Now I'm going to put the satin bevel on the knife. Whenever I'm drilling pinholes, I always stack the two pieces of handle material on top of each other and index the knife using the pins so that both pinholes line up on each side of the knife.
Here you can see the art of folding phone book paper around the blade to prevent it from being scratched during handle shaping, or as I like to call it, knifeagami. Now this chef's knife is all ready for its handle to be shaped. The first step of the handle shaping process is to trim off the ends of these pins with the bandsaw.
At this point I have the handle material all the way down to the bare tang on all the sides, and I'm going to start putting in the contours on the flat platen. About 96 degrees outside, and the garage where I have the shop doesn't have any air conditioning. So right now, this spot in front of the fan is the best seat in the house.
Successful handle shaping always calls for a celebratory dance.
Now all that's left for this 8-inch chef's knife is to polish up all the tang and all the spine and choil area and then sharpen it up.
Time to get this all sharpened up and ready to go.
Now that I have this handle sanded up to 2000 grit, I'm going to use this Hut plastic polish to get the final finish.
Oops.
Using the plastic polish gives you an extra shine that you don't get with just using sandpaper. The last step of sharpening this knife is going to be stropping the edge on this leather strop that's loaded with 1 micron diamond spray. Now let's see how it works. Pretty good.
And here's the finished chef's knife. Just take a look at all those amazing colors and patterns in the handle. And I also think the little shiny touches we added to the blade add a lot. They tie everything together and add a little more dynamic look. The cool thing about resin handles with a lot of pattern like this is that every time I look at it, you can see some new cool shape or color that you didn't see before. Now that the chef's knife is done, we can put the finishing touches on the Crow Scout.
I got the handle on this Crow Scout glued up last night, and now I'm ready to shape it. Since the process of pretty much is the same as with the 8-inch chef's knife, just enjoy this creative montage of the process.
The final step for the Crow Scout is to make the sheath for it. We do that by using Kydex, which is a thermoplastic that we heat up until it's soft and pliable, and then put the knife inside and clamp it together so that the sheath gets formed to the shape of the blade. Once that's done, we take it out of the press and then do all the shaping and sanding on the belt grinder and then add some rivet holes as well. The final step for the sheath is to add this little thumb ramp. We do that by putting the knife in the sheath and then heating up the area just around the top here and then pulling it back just a little bit so that there's a little spot for your finger to push it off a little bit more easily. And here's the final Crow Scout blade. The contrasts on this one are amazing between the shiny gold in the handle, the dark acid wash flats on the blade, and the bright bevel. This will make for a great tactical outdoor blade for some lucky person, and it's nice and sharp too. That does it for this collaboration. Thanks a lot for following along, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Let us know in the comments below what other knife makers you'd like to see us do collaborations with. We'd love to hear your thoughts. These two knives should be available on Half-Faced Blades' Instagram page pretty soon, so make sure to give them a follow if you're interested too. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of this type of video. Stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.